Hey peeps, this is Hinder. Welcome back to PTB Deep Dives. This is a series where I summarize and analyze everything there is to a DBD's PTB. Try saying that 3 times as fast. Subtitles and timestamps for relevant sections are available as always. This is the second PTB of the Battle's Quality of Life initiative. There are many shadow changes, DI hires, insane proc changes, and Fortnite madness. Curious yet? Let's dive into it. Dead by Daylight is gone woke, gone gay, gone sexual. They added a transgender survivor to DBD, and her perks range from useless to pretty good to swift exclusive ballbusters. The usual, I guess. Do No Harm is a very well designed comeback perk for survivors. You get faster heals on anyone who's been hooked. I'd be open to a lighter version of this coming to self-care personally, so it's not as dogshit as it is right now. Would be really nice. Rapid Response is a worthless perk for nobody. It's like a died object where once a day you see the killer's aura at the worst time possible. It's intended to pair with exhaustion perks, but as exhaustion is used in chase, seeing the killer's aura for 2 seconds as you make distance is kinda worthless. Even when buffed, I just don't see it being very useful. Bar extreme circumstances, this is going to be generally pretty bad. If you're holding W with an exhaustion perk, you already have a pretty good idea where the killer is 97% of the time. DBD of Care is a perk for swift to cyberbullying and experienced killers. Have you ever thought they should bring back AoE Sprint Burst into 1v4 from 2v8? Well, now they have. If you're healthy and take a protection hit, all other survivors get 25% haste, we'll talk about the no stacking later, for 6 seconds. Yeah, sure, fuck it, make a perk that only swift will abuse. I'll make a lol of a design. So our quality of life stonks are up big time this patch. Remember that 7% chance for a skill check to explode vaginas you leave? It's gone! Reduced to atoms. Won't happen anymore. Same as you being unhook spammed. Ever been griefed by a teammate as they spam unhook? The screaming does not stop and the camera angle is jarring as hell. Well, now there is a system for that. You can only cancel 3 unhooks per hook state, with the 4th no longer being cancelable. More than enough will go for fakes, now the grab game is gone. BG has very legendary quality of life, but what they have, so far, is pretty good. Getting some minor changes out of the way before the secret third thing. In lieu of making unhook spam gun, Doctor now has a cooldown for interrupting unhooks. Doctor camping is dead! Hooray! How Master had her dog's wall speed decreased. It's now 0.2 seconds slower. Her deviousness blood points are doubled. It's not a huge change, but she's a bit fairer now. No complaints here. And Oni now has no limit on his turn rate during his Demon Strike. Flicks are back, baby. Better than ever. You can now do literally 4,800 degree turns should your DPI allow. It's fucking crazy. This should be capped at 180 degrees and take a bit longer. And also, the goal is in fact nerfed, despite BHVR's lies, there were no changes to him in the PTB. We don't have any good numbers, and what I've seen around is unreliable, but the tweaks so far doesn't seem very light and very minor nerfs. It's a slight reduction to his range and auto-aim alongside minor added nerfs. What I do have good numbers on is that you probably aren't subscribed. If you're liking videos so far, why not subscribe? Overall, passable killer updates, at least when they tell us about them. Hopefully they fix Oni. So, Haste or Hinder effects no longer stack on themselves. BHR promised that this wouldn't hurt variety, as all of them perks would get compensations. Well, most of them didn't, and are now worthless. Those that did range from worthless to decent to unchanged. Let's go over it. Dark Fury got a 1% increase, very cool, nobody cares. Breakout is 3% faster, very cool, nobody cares. Furtive Chase now gives you 5% more haste, nobody cares. Unbound now gives you a whopping 10% haste, nobody cares. The only good change was to No Longer Behind, which now instead increases the baseline haste effect by 10%. I thought Champion of Light would be busted, but it turns out all perks of previously movement speed increases are now haste-based. Agitation, Fixated, Urban Evasion, Tenacity, for fuck's sake. Why? You can say goodbye to Legion's BFFs as well. What the fuck is this ass of a change? And then there are all the perks forgotten, like Batteries included, Devour, Babysitter, Plot Twist, Blood Pack, Power of 2, and even Neighborhoods besides the hundreds I forget now. Of course, then there are all the perk combos that now don't exist with Haste or Hinder, like the Champion of Light and Chemical Trap combo. This is just such a blow to variety. I thought it might have been too negative in covering the hill, probably it's just such badly thought out buffs like 5 perks. This cannot go live. Absolute dogshit cinema. Beach has pretty much taken an axe to the supplementary progression system we've had in DBD and replaced it with something entirely new. Meet the quest system. It's a complete redesign of rifts and tomes and everything else. There are tons of challenges, and as the system rolls out, your first few matches will be very bonus heavy. The route has a new look as well, and now you won't accidentally buy the hundreds of love point tiers. It's an infinitely repeatable note at the end. When you're in a match, you'll be able to either be notified for progress or completion of challenges, which is the default. You can also go to the escape menu and see any pinned challenges alongside a new offering screen. You'll see who brought what now. The old tomes will still be accessible as they once were via a small button on the main menu. You'll still have to manually claim them and select them. Oh, and also don't forget, the Rift now only gives you back 650 Oryx cells instead of the full 1000. Of course, they didn't mention this. They're shadow changing our battle pass system to be more greedy just as the new player base influx is about to hit. With a deeply devious and scummy move. I want to be more positive on it, but this is that one me losing identity of DBD and trying to pull a fast one. The new rarity changes are a miserable attempt at capturing the Fortnite audience. There's a lot of sauce in the old rarities and it became quite colloquial in the community to often call things by their rarity colors instead of their real names. And menus to medkits are really only known as green medkits, etc. Iridescent rarity is a very unique and cool naming, which is a big part of DBD's history now, but none of that matters. Rarities being changed. Why? Because we want the store to be more like Fortnite. There's no other reason. We must make it look like Fortnite, so the FNAF player base splurges on the skins. The Fortnite, ooh, the Fortnite. This is a weird, greedy change, not motivated by any desire to improve clarity. This is a, please, buy more of our slop change that disregards any actual game impact. Heavily dislike this, revert please. We've received a few updates that are harder to showcase for someone like me. Essentially, in lieu of FNAF coming to Dead by Daylight this summer, we're getting a bunch of updates for newer players. Recently, the entire inventory screen has gotten an overhaul, partially, I imagine, to facilitate this. There's a much bigger emphasis on what perks you have equipped now, since many new players didn't know about them. And to make sure newbies equip things, both Killers and Survivors come pre-equipped with some items and items alongside a perk. These are long overdue, great changes, all good stuff, but I would suggest making new players equip maps by default so they can see generate. To round out the PTB, we'll talk about a few Misfit changes that don't fit neatly into any other sections. Pindamento has been reworked and currently it's a bit too harsh of a nerf. Its number should be 12 meters and be a few % higher base kit than per stack. Still a very good rework in terms of design, they just were too conservative on the numbers. And bots are no longer flashlight menaces like they once used to be. We'll miss you, champion of like gigabots. Alright, so you've either skipped to the summary or you've been watching for a while. These deep dives are a lot of effort to make, and a big help to continue on them are my Steam Patreon supporters. Thank you to Sleepy Judas, Snow, Luna, Theo Morbet, and Sojus for supporting me on Patreon and getting early releases, exclusive content, BTS, a special Discord role, and shoutouts like these. If you like what I make, consider joining the Patreon. Anyway, let's summarize what an experience this PTB has been. The new Survivor, Oral Rose, is a nice piece of representation added to DBD. Do No Harm is a perfectly fine perk that has great design. Duty of Care is deliberately designed to be most effective on Swifts, Major L. Rapid Response is a terribly ineffective perk that doesn't have a lot of use. Unhook spam removal is a great change. Skill checks no longer exploding is peak. Doctor Camping being nerfed is great. How Master nerf is minor and fair. Ghoul Shadow nerf is whatever. Removal of Haste and Hinder stacking is a major L. If BTR is convinced that we should continue with this course, there needs to be way more buffs to now useless perks. Quest system is a great addition gameplay-wise, but it lacks in aesthetics and feels. Make it more DBD. Rarity changes are an unmitigated disaster that should be reverted. Updates for new players are nice, but they should start off with maps, not toolboxes. The nerf is slightly too harsh, but no longer being flash menaces is good. Rift not giving you all Oryx cells back is very devious and scummy shadow dropping. Overall, the quality of life features and the new Survivor and PTB are great, but DBD is losing its identity big time this update, and the Haste and Hinder stacker removal is implemented exceptionally poorly, alongside the Cashgrab moves of shadow dropping battle pass changes. Extremely disappointed. It feels so scummy that BTR is making DBD far more generic, considering so much development of monetization at the cost of players just to cash in on that FNAF player count. I'm sure the regular devs aren't super happy with this direction, but this is a significant blow to player trust. What are your thoughts on this PTB and chat? Tell me in the comments, peeps, and make sure to be nice. Also, I've been cooking up this new outro. Hope you like it. I bet you do, people.
Well, would you look at that? A fun killer design. I'm sure the HBR won't change it down the line. This is an update of the lowest percentile. Get anyone on the map, team. Tell me what the fuck is this tile? Once again, a change by us all unrequested. This did not turn out how the dev note suggested. Anyone involved in this design should be arrested. Here's the deep dive. I'm losing my shit! In what world is that a fucking it? Alright, no, that's it. I quit!